Nothing I say today is true unless, of course, it is true for you. Don't let me move from point A to point B before you understand point A. By the way, why is it so important that it will be true for you? Why is it so important that it will be true for you? Let's say that I'm telling you something and you trust me. Why is it damaging or why is it not good? Let's say that I tell you something that it's really true, it's powerful. Why is it a problem? Otherwise, we can't use it. Or if we do, we'll be robots. That's correct. To be cause, not effect, yes, because you don't look for yourself. I'm Mariah and become source, yes. We'll be effect and become robots, yes. Someone can still change my mind, yes. Okay, so that's very true. That's very, very, very true. I want to give you this thing in just a little bit different view, okay? You'll see that when a person is sane, the first thing that you see, he can govern himself. And when he's insane, he needs something exterior to himself to govern him. And this is really interesting because you can see that, for example, a country that, yes, it is really well. You can see a country, as it deteriorates, it has more and more laws, which mean the citizens become more degraded and they need more governing. In old days, there was a lot of honor and very little laws. Today, there are a lot of laws and almost no honor because everyone is bound on govern me. Everyone is bound on govern me, govern me, govern me. And exactly, handshake this, yes. And what happens is that when you grow children and you don't make them self-determined, they cannot govern themselves. And so they become useless because they need something exterior to them to tell them what to do. To become successful, you need to be able to observe, decide, act, bring results. And if not, you will have inside within you an immediate stop for every motion. Are you with me? Yeah, it's not that the state is corrupt, Christoph. It's not correct. It's not that the state is corrupt. The individuals are not source. Because if the state is corrupt, what can I do about it? Nothing. But if the individual is a problem, I can fix myself. And by that, I fix everyone else. It's really important to understand that it starts and ends with, can you decide what's true for you? Can you recognize truth? And what I'm doing here, I'm teaching you to recognize truth so you can be successful not only in business, but in anything. Now, recognizing truth, or the reason people cannot do that, despite the fact that you say, yes, okay, it's very smart, wow, wow, wow. You all saying right now, wow, that's very true, very true, very true. However, you'll see that it takes almost nothing for you to get restimulated and not be sane anymore. True or false? Regardless of how many times you say 100%, now I have a win, I understand, I will never do that again, 100%. I know. 2 seconds later, something turns on and like we never spoke. Like you never made any decision. True or false? Yeah. Now, there is hidden commands in your mind that govern you all day long. Hidden commands that makes you afraid, that makes you sick, that makes you weak, that ensure that you will never break the glass ceiling. And any progress you ever made was mediocre at best. And everything we've done up to now, everything, if you've studied with me a year or 10 years, we just prepare for you to confront those things that actually stop you. There is internally, things that stop you. I'll give you an example from one of the students that I worked with. And this is a very mild example, but it's a good example. It will give you the idea. Okay. Imagine that your goal is to succeed. Okay. That's your goal. Okay. Everyone with me? Now imagine that you learned and you realized that by observation, by decision, you realize that successful people are successful only when they are consistent. They repeat the same action again and again and again. They do the successful action, repeat them. 99% of what's happening in this universe, repeat. Okay? Everyone with me? Now imagine that in some point in your history, there was something that convinced you that only robots do things again and again and again and again, the same thing. And you have to change. Okay? Now you go in your life, and every time you want to be successful, every time you start towards success, you know that you don't want to be a robot. So you stop what got you to be successful. And you are not aware of it at all. How would your life will look like? Do you understand that? Do you understand what's happening? Failure without knowing why. Exactly, Shamaya. Yes. Now, success is one of 268 such goals that everyone have in common. And everyone have this thing and everyone have this thing that prevent them from succeeding, prevent them from reaching any pro-survival goal. Now, this is getting much more crazy because the moment that you start to look at that, the moment that you put your attention on that, you fight anyone successful. You viciously fight anyone successful. So this guy can be your husband, but if he was successful, or if he's trying to be successful, or if he used to be successful, or anything, you will fight him with viciousness, although you love him. And if he's not successful, you will fight him with viciousness because you know that he needs to be successful, and he must stop doing what he's supposed to do. He is not doing what he's supposed to do, and you'll tell him it's just the successful actions. Are you with me? It's like the sin is because yes. Now everyone, without exceptions, have those things, and if you don't clear them, it's not that you will not be successful. You will destroy yourself and everyone around you, and you will not realize that you're doing it. You will complain about your friend or your husband, or I'm lonely, or I'm angry, or I'm this, or I'm that, but you will never actually handle it if you don't actually find those 268 items. Are you with me? And the reason I'm going to do the seminar in Cape Town, the reason the seminar in Cape Town is going to be is to handle these 268 items, to teach you how to find them and handle them without killing yourself in the process. Are you with me? So now someone come to me and ask me, yes, but I don't have money to come for that. No, if you don't come for that, if you don't do the seminar, you will never have money. Oh, but I'm sick. If you don't come and handle that, you'll always be sick. And I'm not talking about always this lifetime and next lifetime and next lifetime and next lifetime, and in every lifetime it will become worse. So what's more important, your money or this? So if you're not totally doing anything you can do to be there and make it go right, you're committing suicide. But not suicide for one lifetime, continuous suicide. And I'm not exaggerating. I'm not exaggerating at all. And this is why I'm telling you for years, nothing I say is true. It's almost like I'm lying because I'm telling you a lot of truth. I'm giving you a lot of pieces of truth. But it's useless if you're not self-governed. It's useless if it triggers someone of something like that. It's totally useless. Do you know what is an emergency? Do you know what is an emergency? After our coaching session, this is so real. We handled just one of them, and it's been a brand new word ever since. Exactly, Shamaya. That's exactly. Heightened state of willingness. Heightened willingness. That's correct. But I want to give you a different viewpoint on emergency. Okay, I want to give you a different viewpoint on emergency. Okay? You all know about LRH dynamics, yes? So you've got the first dynamic, second dynamic, third dynamic, fourth dynamic, fifth dynamic, etc. Yes? Everyone knows about it? Okay, no. Okay, so the dynamics is an urge towards survival, okay? And you want to survive as yourself. This is your mind, your possessions. You want to survive on the second dynamic as part of your family, children, and sex as a mechanism for future survival. You want to survive as part of groups, big groups, small groups. For example, if you are South African, you are the group of South Africa, and a country is a group. If you are part of GP, you have a group called GP. So you can have big group, temporary group. You're flying from South Africa to the US. You are in a plane and you have a common goal or common purpose to arrive safely and quickly to the US. You are a group because a group is a number of people that bound by a specific long-term or short-term purpose. The next way that you try to survive is by through the fourth dynamic, which is mankind. So if black, white, I don't know, Jewish, blah, blah, are all groups, all the races, all the groups are mankind, okay? The fifth dynamic is life forms. You cannot survive without life forms, animals, husbands, children, all kinds of animals. I'm joking, just plants and lions and whatever. The sixth dynamic is the physical universe, okay? The seventh dynamic is you as a spiritual being, and the eighth dynamic is you as part of God. And you'll see that when a person is insane, he is thinking about only one dynamic, only what's good for me. He has only one viewpoint. This is one viewpoint. When a person is a bit more sane, he can see the second dynamic. He see his viewpoint and he see the viewpoint of his family. When a person is a bit more sane, he can see the viewpoint of all the groups that he's involved with and if he's really sane, the groups that he's against. If the person is really, really sane, he can see the viewpoints of mankind, etc. It goes up. Now, emergency is a moment where you are willing to step out of one dynamic viewpoint. You step out of the first dynamic and you see more dynamics. That's all emergency is. You have an emergency in the business, you have to handle, I don't know, the tax. Now you are willing to look at the third dynamic, at the group. You have an emergency with your health. Now you are willing to look at the fifth dynamic because the body is in the fifth dynamic. It's just a life form. Are you with me? So emergency is just a moment that you're not locked on one viewpoint. And what is this one viewpoint? This one viewpoint is, this is your goal. This is what you like to do. And this is what you mustn't do. This is what locks you on one viewpoint. Emergency takes you just out of this situation. You are moving out of one dynamic. The less of those you have, the more dynamics you'll take responsibility for, the more successful you are. How successful you are as successful as you can see viewpoints. And hence, knowledge is just the manifestation of how many viewpoints you have. Because when you understood the word, what you've done, you agree to a viewpoint. And the more words you know, the more viewpoints you agree with. You can see those viewpoints. Okay. Are you with me? So this is why I'm telling you, nothing I said today is true. You need to make it true for you. If you don't participate, if you don't ask, if you don't challenge what I say, if you just say, oh, Meir is so smart. So yes, I agree with him. Even if I don't understand, you're wasting your time. It's not that you're wasting your time. You're damaging yourself. To his success is every day he wakes up, he asks himself how he can help humanity today. Okay, good. Everyone with me? Yes, what do you think, Eva? Okay, so don't let me move from point A to point B before you understand point A. Why? Because if you let me move from point A to point B before you understand A, you are again not self-governed. All I teach is simple, since the end result of complication is unworkability. What is complication? Intention, many intention, counter intentions. Complication manifest in mess. Workability manifests in flows. You see, when you look at energy, in how many ways energy can behave? In how many ways energy can behave? One. In how many ways energy can behave? 3, 4. Okay? Tell me what is 1, what is 3, what is 4. Tell me what is 1. Infinite, yes. What is 2? Don't know. Guessing. Numerous. That's a very nice answer, numerous. No idea. Okay, you all know it, or I'm sure you heard it before. Solid, liquid, gas, plasma. Okay, that's state of mass. It's not how energy behave from form to another. That's type of energy. It's not how it behave. Okay, so energy. Energy can flow. Energy can disperse. And energy can go against energy. Energy against energy is ridge. Dispersal is that, and flow is that. The only time energy is useful for us is when it flows. This thing is a bomb. This is intention, counter intention problems. Are you with me? That's the only way energy can behave. Okay? Hi, Andres. Nice to see you. So when you look at unworkability, what you're looking at is either reach, which is this thing that happened. You've got this, I want to be successful. To be successful, I need to be robotic. I hate robots. Are you with me? And what you get here in the middle is ridge. When this overwhelm you, when this become too much for you, you disperse all over. You cannot make any decision. Your energy goes all over. When you are certain, you're like an arrow. You know where you're going and you are there before you started. Are you with me? Ridge is the result of two opposing energies, something that it's a condensed energy. Okay? Unmoving condensed energy. Okay? So we don't want complication, we want simplicity. Simplicity is flowing. It's simple. There is no delay. When you see people that are slow, when you see people that have delays, they have a lot, thousands and thousands and thousands of these kind of things. There are 268 goals. There are thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of force counter forces. And when you handle the goal, the interesting thing is those goes away. Do you understand? Yes. And most importantly, you're not a spectator in this class. You're a participant, a partaker. You'll get results only if you participate. Only if you participate. You'll get result in life only if you participate. Because why people don't participate? Jennifer, this is what I'm going to teach in the seminar in Cape Town. It's not something I can show it right now. Now, why do I say participate? Because participation, once you start to participate, even a little bit, you start a flow. And flow remove dispersals and ridges. So if you don't have income, even if you make $2, it's a flow. It's starting to take away some of the confusion. If you have a mess, start to organize it. A little bit of organization will bring about a flow. Are you with me? So, I had some problem with my system, yes, with my webinar system. Everyone knows about it? Yes? Okay. So what happened, I've installed this very, very complex system, very high-tech system. And all of a sudden, I started to get problems. And I fixed one problem. There was another problem. I fixed another problem. There was another problem. And you will discover in the seminar that all your problems started when you started to fix problems. But that's a different issue. So I decided, okay, fine. I know what's the cause. I stopped creating the environment. Over the past few years, I stopped creating the environment. It was nice and beautiful, but I didn't create. So in the last 3 days, I reinstalled all the cables, remade everything nice and beautiful and unbelievable and blah, 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 and handle this and handle that and handle all kinds of things. And one of the things that I needed to handle is my system that works with green screen. And last night I decided, okay, I'm going to do that last night. And I go in and it works. It just started to work. There is no explanation. There is no explanation. There is a light here. I have a backlight here that doesn't work, like it stopped working. The remote stopped working. It just got old and it stopped working. I fixed the cables on the table and the light in the ceiling started to work. On the other hand, I had a small, minor interpolation on something else and some other LEDs stopped to work. And this morning I looked at them and decided, okay, I spot where the problem is and they started to work again. Are you with me? Amazing, Andreas. This is really unbelievable. When you're not handling your environment, you're not participating. You put it on automatic. When you put things on automatic, what you get is you're restimulating this. You have a goal, this thing. This is all on automatic. Everything will break around you. Most people don't participate in life. They're a spectator. And if they participate in one area, they don't participate in the rest. They're total spectator. So when you are here, I need you to participate. It's not important if you type Y. If you sit on the other side and you don't type Y, just yes, acknowledge, you will have too much things that you just hear. It will overwhelm you and you'll think it's not interesting because you're not invested. You're not part of it. And if you cannot type Y, seriously, it's better for you to go and watch, I don't know, Netflix or do some other imbecile thing. You understand? We're going to learn applicable knowledge. And the purpose is results, not thinking. The purpose is results. So you need to participate. You need to govern your thoughts. You need to govern yourself. You need to be self-governed. You cannot do that if you don't participate.